Okay, well, good afternoon, everybody. This is a rather weary Jerry Medeiros and JP Rouge out here on Nonsuch Island, Bermuda. We've finally got out here, a break in the weather. It's been pouring for most of the last 2 or 3 days, raining this morning. It cleared finally enough for us to come out and do a quick check. I've been on Long Rock, which I haven't been able to get on since the birds started to return to lay eggs. I'm happy to report both a record number of nesting pairs on that island this year, 15, and a very large number of fertile eggs with developing embryos in them. So that's very good news for that island. So we're here in Nonsuch Island now. We're going to take a look at the CahowCam1 and 2 nests because we're very aware of the fact they've been off for quite a while due to no fault of anything we've been doing. JP deserves a hero's medal for the work he's been doing to try and get things online. Just all due to somebody company doing work on the tower that the antenna was mounted on that basically loosened it. It came off and it was just bashing about in the wind and just destroyed it and the wire coming out. So we apologize for the lengthy time it's taken, but here we are. Everything seems to be back online and we're keen and anxious to see what's happening in here. So the first one we're going to look at is CahowCam1. Because the last time I looked at the egg, it was literally hours after it had been laid. It was way too early to see if it was fertile or an embryo or anything. They had the usual arguments between the male and the female when he returned, trying to take over the egg. She wasn't ready, so they cohabited for about 5 or 6 days. But by now, if the egg is fertile, it should be evident. So we're going to take a look, see who's incubating at present. It is the 23rd, I think Friday the 23rd of January 2026. So first thing we're going to do is just take a look and see who is on the egg. Very nice. Very quietly incubating the egg. Yeah. So hi. I think this is the male bird. So he finally convinced her to, please, woman, let go of that egg and let me incubate it. That's what I'm here for. Let me do it. Let me help you out. And so, yes, the male is now incubating the egg, E0197. So they amicably sorted out their arguments about who is going to incubate when. She's always very reluctant to relinquish control of the egg, and especially this year because she was so ridiculously heavy. Even after laying a 62-gram egg, she was still approaching 400 grams, which is unheard of for a Cahow. 384 grams, I think. So he is obviously lost weight waiting for her to relinquish it, but still fairly heavy. He's got plenty of reserves. It's, let's see, 362, so minus the weight of the bag, 344. So he's lost quite a bit of weight already. He probably came in at close to 400 grams or maybe even a bit over. So he lost a lot of those valuable fat reserves while waiting. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to pull the drawstring and I'm going to hand him to JP. I'm going to take a look at the egg and before I move it and just see if I can see any semblance. Well, there's good news and there's bad news. There is an embryo in there, so it is fertile. It's developing. However, it also has a quite large dent in it. right where the embryo is, I'm pretty sure. Yes, there's a dimple crack right here. That's about 3 millimeters across. And that's not good. Hopefully, I believe I have, I'll just tuck this in here for now. I believe I have some nail polish in my backpack, so I'm going to go up and get it. Ah, yes, I do. Thank goodness. Yeah, because it's a big enough dimple cracks that I think, you know, the egg probably wouldn't see it itself to term. So I'm going to probably give it 2 or 3 coats. Okay, right here. It's a pretty. Unfortunately, there's no sun, so I'm going to have to rely on my breath. And it's a pretty large ding in it. It did work last year with the egg from the R835 nest. That had a crack that was 12 millimeters long, much bigger than this. It wasn't a depressed sort of crack like this, which is a bit more serious if it's this large. But the chick did hatch. We called the chick Miracle, and that chick was beautiful. Chick that fledged successfully out to sea. All we can do at this point is monitor the egg and keep our fingers crossed, hope for the best. It's another elongated egg, just like this pair always produces. But I have no doubt it's the amount of fighting that we saw going on in the nest and everything definitely contributed. The egg was getting knocked around a lot, and just gets knocked around a sharp edge of the nest or a rock, a small pebble or something like that, bit of a branch. And sometimes that's all it takes. So while it's drying, I'm going to doing it carefully so that that doesn't stick to the cotton. Okay, I'm going to weigh it and measure it so it gives a chance for it to, yeah, the poor male must be getting a little alarmed by now. $72. So that's 62.57. Okay, yeah, so it's lost 57. So it's lost about 5 grams, which is about normal for this stage. So I'm going to put this back carefully in there. No rocks that I can see at all. I'll just take a quick assessment there. Okay, so put this back on here. Put him back in his nest. And all we can really do at this stage is hope for the best, you know. But we've been down this road before, it seems, so, including with this nest. So we'll see how it goes. Whoa. Okay. All right. So I'd like to just make sure he goes back on the egg before I go to number 2. Let me just get my stuff together.